About 4 years ago in May, Sudanese refugees started coming to Israel. Most of them were people who had fled the civil war that had been going on for 20 years in South Sudan. In short, the North against the South, the Arab Muslims against the Christian South, and so on. And many had fled to Egypt. But when they found circumstances in Egypt, they weren't welcome in Egypt. Some of them took a chance and fled to Israel, which was as if their enemy, actually. And they fled to Israel. They had to walk through the Sinai Desert, smuggled by Bedouins, crossing the barbed wire fence and into Israel. And some of them eventually made their way to Eilat. It's a complicated story, but they managed to get down to Eilat. And John has got a heart for people from different countries, a heart for help people physically, spiritually, anyway. And we saw these tall black people walking around on the streets of Eilat, and he started trying to reach out to them. And we started making friends with them, inviting them to the shelter. And I wanted to know more about them, so I started ordering books on Amazon, which I found about the Sudanese, because I didn't know anything about their culture. And as I read some of their stories, I began to realize that we had some amazing stories among the people that we knew. And so I took my tape recorder and just recorded some stories of some of the people that I met and transcribed them onto my computer and went over them and edited them and went back to these people. And in the end, I wrote a book. This book is called A People Tall and Smooth, Stories of Escape from Sudan to Israel. A People Tall and Smooth is taken from the book of Isaiah, the prophet. And there's a chapter 18, which the Sudanese believe is describing the Isaiah the prophet put in about them, and that these people, which they are, very tall and smooth-skinned, would come and offer sacrifices on Mount Zion. So these Christian people from South Sudan were very, very excited when they came to Israel. And so I started recording their stories, like I said, and made this book about them. And as I wrote the book, I write the 5 stories in first person, but also I put in how we got involved and how our reactions and how it changed. They were changed and we were also changed through our interactions, and some background, because most people don't realize that there was this civil war where about 2 million people died in South Sudan. It's also been an adventure getting to know them and writing the book. And in fact, through the whole process of this our involvement with the South Sudanese, which we never could have imagined. I mean, as John said, we've had people from all different people groups come to us, and we never know what's going to be. I never imagined that we'd be so involved with Sudanese before. And in the end, God even gave us 2 little Sudanese grandchildren that are living with us now. Our daughter ended up by becoming her and her husband are foster parents of 2 sweet little boys, 6 and 8 years old. And so we don't know what's going to happen in the future with these people. Now there's independence. Sudan has voted to become independent from North Sudan, and there's some conflict on the border, and we don't know what's going to happen, but I think we're going to be involved with them for a long time. Thank you.